G'day legends, Craig from Beasty Life here again with another video. Just quick shout out, thank you so much to all the subscribers and people watching the videos. Channel's moving along nicely, which I'm very pleased with. You guys are telling me what you like, what you don't, if you appreciate a video and stuff, and it's a really nice feeling to see that people are out there watching it and getting something out of the videos. So thank you, keep up the good work. Today we're talking rooftop tents. So I've got a rooftop tent on the top of Beasty. That came about when we started traveling a bit more, doing short stays. The boys were in swags and we went out west and it was freezing, and they're trying to pack up swags with ice on them and they're wet and then they're still damp when they get packed away and so on, and it just was not working. So we went the rooftop tent option. Had this on my Prado as well. Just transferred it straight over to Beasty. And as you guys know, I do a lot of research before I jump into something. Nerd. And this is a temporary one for us. I think I'll, after having one now, I think yes, it's something we want, and I'll probably look at getting a hardtop one in the future. But at the moment, the one we settled on was the Dune Nomad Light 140 centimetre. It's you get those from Anaconda. 2,699 bucks is the retail price, but if you're an Anaconda member, you get it for $12.99, which is crazy because it's free to sign up at the counter, and then you get over a 50% discount just on that. So
not anymore.
It is what it is, but I wanted something that was light. So this is about 45 kilos, easy to install. It is. It's quite adjustable to get it right for the first time. And something that was very easy to put up. Now this is so easy. I watched videos of it getting put up before I bought it. That's why I think these are so important. If you're on the fence or you want to know what one to get, I'm going to do some timed videos on putting it up and putting it down to show you guys. I did that with my King's awning on the side there, and it's been an extremely popular video. I've loved the amount of views that it's gotten so far. So if you haven't already seen it, check it out. It's going great guns. So we'll do that. I think that really helps to see one person, how they're putting it up and down, and any little tips and tricks. Couple of negatives with this, but that's only in respects to when I'm traveling and storage and things like that. But otherwise, this will make up your own mind, but I think this is good value for money when it comes to rooftop tents. So I'm not endorsed, I'm not sponsored. I bought this through my own research, my own money. So make of it what you will. Just want you guys to check it out. So what I'll do, I'll get the camera off, we'll do a quick walk around, I'll show you what you get, and then we'll get into the setup and set down. Okay, let's do a quick walk around. Shut the boot. Right, coming around the side there, it is branded at the back, Dune. So it just is held on by two clips, one there and one there, straps underneath, a couple more clips. This is just to hold the outer bag on, another clip underneath, two more clips at the front, if you can see those, and then the same on the other side. So it's really just a matter of undoing the clips, and more clips there. Now you see it sits beautifully above the awning. It's quite flush. Like I said, my awning is dropped in previous videos. I have my awning lower, but if you had a higher awning, you would either have to sit out further or you would have to push your awning, your rooftop tent over further. So that's just a matter of preference, but these are all things you have to consider before you purchase something. So if we get up on the top, we'll have a look. As you can see, it's just the soft top. Up here, it's got straps that go over the top that holds it all together to give it some tensions. So, okay legends, this is the telescopic ladder that comes with it. Aluminium, maybe 5 to 7 kilos. It's not too bad. It's a great design because it folds up so small. I'll show you how it folds out in a second. We used to keep this up inside on top underneath the PVC bag, but then what you find is that you need the ladder to get up there. So if you've got some way to undo it and pull it and get it out, no problems. But otherwise, you put it somewhere else, and that way you can use the ladder to climb up and get things open. So I find you need it before you put it up, if that makes sense. So we just keep it in the camper trailer, grab it out, and then off we go, or we just keep it in the back of Beasty. Rated to 150 kilos, which is plenty, and very simple to put up. It's just a matter of put your foot on and up go the runs, and they all click in. It's all locked and job done. Very simple. And then this little bit here will go up over the top, and it'll go into a couple of lugs, and then it will just hold its own, it'll support itself. So fantastic. Put it down, just as easy. You're just squeezing the little lugs and down she comes. So very quick and easy. And then down the bottom here, you've just got this same Velcro strap that just goes over the top and holds it all in. So that is genius, and it's a piece of cake. Let's get into the next bit and we'll start setting it up. Okay legends, here we are. So let's get this timed and set up. So got the drone up there, got an aerial view, and you guys will see me whip around, and we'll start the timer and we'll see how quick it is, just one person cruising through it. So let's start the timer now and we'll get into it. So you got your ladder. Let's say you've already taken that out, or if it was up inside there, you would have to work out, you have to undo all these clips, put your hand up inside and pull it out. But one good thing is that it does have, like I said, a lot of room in there to be able to get it out. So to store it up there, I think that's really good. There's nothing worse than when you're putting a bag on or something in a tent inside a bag and they just don't give you enough fabric and you just can't squeeze it in. It's ridiculous. So this is a tall car, which makes it a little bit harder. Luckily I've got this rear step, otherwise you could consider using the ladder that they gave you or a little step ladder or something. Okay, so we're nearly done the clips. They go a fair way under. That's it, we're done. So that's that done. So probably what I'll do here is just, because I'm already here, just flip up these edges. So that side's done. Now that exposes your little lugs for you to be able to put your ladder in. Now, this ladder is just so simple to put up. Just make sure it's all locked in. 150 kilo rating. I know what you're thinking, I'm covered. Okay, there we go, it just snaps in like that and then you're up, easy. So if we get rid of this, right, probably should have done that corner, but I'll pull it over from that side. But at least it gives you easy access. Wire over this side, this is how you put it up anyway. So that should be pretty good. We pull this off. That's that done. Put that there. Now it has this strap. You just get this strap down here because this is what you need. And literally there is a latch here. Pull it down to take the tension off. I'll show you in closer detail later. You let the strap go. The struts are assisted and up she goes. Then you just push the strap on the little lug and it's up. Easy as that. Actually, one thing left to do. It's got these great little shoe holders. So when you climb up, sit in there, chuck your shoes in. Now we're set up. Stop the clock. What I love, no guy ropes, no extra poles, no nothing. It is literally just that simple to put up and it's robust and everything. Give it a bit of a rattle. Like that is solid. So it takes the wind, it takes everything. I mean, I think in one extreme case, I have tied this off to here, but mate, that was once, but it's what I liked about it. So simple, so easy to put up. Big door, and that's it. So I will jump back down, I'll stop everything, and I'll give you a look inside. Okay, let's just have a quick walk around, see what you get. So you can see you got your struts on the side there. That's what makes it so easy to go up and down. Aluminium tubing, It makes it a light construction. Got the fly over the top and a window. Come around the front, there's your little shoe holders. Fantastic, multiple pockets. Keeps your stuff dry, and it's also got at the bottom, can let the water out through the mesh. One for each person. It really is a two-person thing. Keep going around. The fly is quite a fair way out. Comes out well. Duplicate on this side. Big heavy duty frame. All aluminium, 300 kilos it can hold. Which is oodles. Come around the back. Another window at the back. Keep going around. The fly sits off the top of it, which is always great for your condensation and so on. And this is what I was talking about at the back. So this is the strap that I released to allow it to go up. And then what we'll be doing in reverse is the same thing. We'll just be pulling the strap down and the whole thing collapses. So I'll do that later, but just to stop it from moving anywhere, that little lug that's supplied, you're just pushing that into there. So while I'm here, I will pull it down and I'll show you which bit. So you can pretty much, it's not a one-handed job, but it is easy to pull down. As you can see, it collapses like this. And then in here, there's the little tab. You just put that little tab over that same lug, and then that stops it from wanting to go back up. And that's why when I released it, and I just let go of the strap, I'll let go of it. Look how easy it goes up. Piece of cake, love it. All right, let's go and have a look inside. All right, let's get up the ladder. Nice and sturdy ladder. Now I did ask the boys to clean this, and as you can see, that was never going to happen. So you got Velcro door. And what I like is that you can leave this mesh open for the midges, but if you can zip this up, but if you don't zip it up, that helps it go up easier because the air can get in. It doesn't create sort of a vacuum effect. It's got these full-time, so we can get in there, these full-time windows to let the air in even if it's raining. And then inside, plenty of room. So 50mm foam mattress. We just put a topper on top, like a cover for the boys, but it's just a foam, 50cm foam mattress. Never slept on it, but the boys don't whinge. And then inside, I've just run a 12-volt LED strip lighting up the top, which just stays in there permanently. And then I run a lead through out the top, out through the window, down in the corner at night. And then that's how they get, just plug it into the car. And you got a couple of pockets up there on each side for your mobile phone. I mean, it's just basic and does the job, but very comfortable. Plenty of room up here, and watertight, wind tight. What more do you want? Okay, legends, let's put this thing down. So we'll do the same. I've got the drone up. We'll start the timer and we'll get it down. It should take a little bit longer than it did to put up, but see how we go. So let's start the timer now. Let's get into it. What are we going to do first? We'll go around the back. And we need to pull the whole thing down. So it'll be a matter of grabbing our strap, 2 hands, just pull it down. Like I showed you, just goes on that strap. Then all we need to do is just throw that over, like so. Because otherwise I've had it fall out the back, and that's no good to us. So we just tuck that in here, flip that up, flip that one up. Let's go get our bag, our cover, and put that up on the top. So key things to remember: Dune writing at the ends. Get him up here. This is the beauty of the ladder. And then we'll get him in position, and there's no question 2 people would smash this out. You'll have one on each side, but it's just a matter of hooking these over, not falling off, and then you can get the ladder off last. This is down. We'll go around here. The pressure's on the camera's timing. Am I going to be able to reach this? Just get some cover, pull this over. And like I said, I'm just loving the fact, I'll do some of these clips up while I'm here, that they give you so much canvas on the bag to be able to make it work. It's brilliant. Well, once we get this corner, it'll be sweet. Good. There we go. Do up some of these. Well, that's essentially the cover on, and I'll just go around, do these up, fold the ladder up, we're done. So we'll just push the ladder up like so, drop him down, and if you wanted to, now would be the time that you would just push the ladder up underneath before you did the clips. But I don't generally store it up there. Like, you've still got plenty of room to be able to get that in there. Let's do up this one. This one. I've got one at the front. Probably should have been a bit more systematic going round. Okay, we've got this one, and I'll quickly whip round. I think that's all of them. Yep. Oh no, just these two to go. There we go, and stop the clock. All right, that's it. Job done. Don't think that's too bad. Look, one person, what's that, a few minutes. It is what it is. But what I might do, now that the time is finished, but I will show you, it is easy enough to get this in here. I'll probably consider undoing one of these sides, perhaps just to give you a bit more room, but this will go in here. Like that. Push it in, you can go lengthways, whatever you want to do. Pull that over and you're back where you started. You wouldn't even know it's in there. I mean, it's probably the preferred way, but like I said, with so much canvas in there, it's fantastic. And that's your setup and your set down. So what do you reckon? I think it's amazing, the fact that you can just unlatch it one-handed, off it goes. Is a real pro on it. What I think though, I'll run through the negatives. So just quickly grab the camera. What I find is a negative is the fact with your straps. So all of these straps are very hard to, like, you can pull them tight, but it's very hard to put them anywhere. So you end up with all these little offcuts, and at 100 they're flapping around and carrying on. It's not very aerodynamic and it can be a bit noisy. The best I've been able to do is get some Velcro straps or something and tuck them up, but they just come apart and they make a heap of noise. I don't know what else they could do to fix that, but that's definitely a negative that I've found. And the fact that it's aerodynamic it's not the best. So you put it on, fuel consumption is going to go up with the weight and how bulky it is. And I think one of the other negatives I found the hard way is that if you don't use it and it rains at night, there's a perfect pool here. As you can see, it sits there in here, and I got caught out. I had my window down and then I drove off to the right and all the water went down and boom, straight into the window. Very, very annoying. There's no way to stop water pooling or anything like that in the top. That's just something to be aware of. It's not a killer, but positives and negatives are all important. So what do you think, guys? Let me know. Value for money, yes or no? Easy to put up, would you get one? I'd love to know your feedback. Okay legends, just at Beasty HQ in the shed here, what I've done is I've taken the rooftop tent off the top of Beasty, because I take it off as much as I can. I don't like driving around with it on. Like I said, it collects water, it's cumbersome, it's fuel, all that jazz. Plus I can't use my roof racks when that's on there. The only way around that would be looking at a hard top one, which I might do in the future. But good chance to get and have a look underneath. So I'll spin around and we'll have a look. So I use a block and tackle suspended from the roof just to lift it up and drop it down. And all I'm doing is running these straps underneath. This is just what I do. This has nothing to do with the review, obviously, but I just run the straps underneath, and then we hook them together, and then I use the block and tackle to lift it up. So these little lugs, there's 4 of these lugs, they're completely adjustable. They just fall into 4 hat top brackets that are adjustable too on top of Beasty to give you that play. So nice and easy. Once you undo that nut, it just lifts off. So while we're under here, we'll have a look at it. So you've got, what was I saying, 300 kilo capacity, so you've got plenty of supports there. And then your rails here, which, like I said, you can move these lugs anywhere along here to make it work with your roof rack. That's fully adjustable. And the reason these holes are here is that's where this rail used to sit. I've got one on both sides. They used to sit here. So what I did, if you undo these 4 straps, there's 4 of these, you get to see that you can lift the entire mattress out and just leave the frame there. And that will allow you, there's some internal screws up in every one of these. And then if you take them all out, you can move that completely anywhere you like over. And I had to re-drill holes, but not a biggie, to make it work with your roof rack. So I'll head over to Beasty and I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay legends, just climbing up onto Beasty now to give you a look what happens up on the top. So here we go. So these are your 4 hat top brackets that you get. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they are aluminium powder coated. I've noticed the powder coating is starting to come off after a couple of years, but I guess you're going to get that. I've moved them around from car to car and so on, and so they have copped a bit of a beating, but what we're saying, it's a couple of years old, so you get what you get. But what I like about these is they give you some adjustability, so you've got a fair bit of adjustment there when you want to move it left and right, depending on the positioning of awnings and so on, and also the same on this side. So this is mounted onto the Rhino rack Pioneer Platform 6. So this is the 6mm Swift locks that have to get dropped in here. And then if you take off the corners, some of you may or may not know, but if you take off these corners, like there's 2 little latches there, you undo that, this whole corner piece comes out and it allows you to drop in a bigger lug. I think you get a 10mm lug in there, which is a much more secure, you can see that there. That's a much more secure, bigger bolt. So because I did, rather than having the 2 6mm. But yeah, get no movement, no nothing. So what I was talking about before, in there with the factory settings on the rails that went across, when I dropped it on the roof here the first time with the Pioneer 6, the rails were sitting over here somewhere, and it was cumbersome to be able to get it underneath to do the nuts. There's no room to get your hand under. So because I take it on and off myself as much as I can, as much as I want, it's a personal choice for those to go on. So I've lined them up. Like I said, took the mattress off, relined it up so I can get it under here, can get my hand here. I've got a little tool, a little automatic ratchet that goes under there, cordless one to get it done on and off easier like that. So that's why you may want to do that to adjust it. But otherwise, if you're just going to do it once and you can get your hand under there and you can do it up, once might be enough for you. But you do have that adjustment and that play, which is fantastic. So let's just quickly run through the positives and negatives of the whole thing. So positives, price point, I think it's not King's, it's not Darchie or anything like that, but it's still $12.99. You're going to get a light, solid structure, rainproof, windproof, setup time is phenomenal. It's the big advantage of that. There's no guy ropes, there's no nothing. You just pull the lever, let the struts do their thing, and then you've got a fly and you're in. You've got your little thing for your shoes. 50mm mattress, it's comfortable enough, it'll get you out of trouble. And never had any issues with it looking like that it's gonna rip or tear or leak or anything like that. So another positive, you can run a little light bar, a soft light bar in the LED light bar inside, and it will still close with that. You can close it with your bedding in there as well, as long as it's not crazy, but you can close it with the bedding, and you can also put your collapsible, you can put the ladder in there as well. So set and forget, once it's on, it's pretty good. Negatives, I don't like how it pulls in the middle and you get rain in there, and then if you drive off and you don't know, it just comes flooding out of whichever corner is the lowest point when you drive off, which is very frustrating because it's come through the window a few times. I think it doesn't look aerodynamic, it looks chunky and stuff on the roof. It's no hard top one, but again, the hard top ones, I was only looking at them today actually by Dune, and they're like $4,000. So, you know, price point again. And there's another negative, aerodynamics is not there. It sits up higher on one side. You definitely notice that it pulls a bit of wind resistance when you do it. So they're probably the only negatives, but everything's got pros and cons. And yeah, you take the good with the bad, so make up your own mind what you think, but I hope you really liked the review. Let me know if you've got any comments, if you've got one, do you like it, or would you buy one? So yeah, keep watching guys, like and subscribe if you haven't already. There's plenty more videos coming, and thanks for watching. I'll see you later, legends. Cheers.